I can solve equations that look like p parentheses x plus q close parentheses equals r. I'm going to show you two options. They are both equally fine. One has a few more steps and usually gets slightly bigger numbers. Another one is a little bit more efficient, but not the way you're used to solving the typical p x plus q equals r method. So we're going to start by drawing a wall. And this just comes down from the equal sign to see the left side from the right side. Because remember, an equal sign says that the two sides are the same. So we want to make sure that we keep them the same throughout this entire process. So if we do something to one side, we're going to make sure to do it to the other side. Second step, we're going to distribute the number on the parentheses. So right here we've got a 2. So I'm going to do 2 times x. 2 times x is 2x. And I'm going to do 2 times 3. Now the most common mistake here is to forget to do that second piece. We want to make sure that we're multiplying every single thing inside the parentheses by that 2. And then I'll just bring the 10 down. Now from here I can pick it up the way that I typically solve this format here. So we're going to remove the number. And we're going to do that by adding or subtracting. So in this case, this is a plus 6, so I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to minus 6. If I do it from one side, I'm going to make sure to do it from both sides. So 2x equals, and 10 minus 6 is 4. Lastly, we're going to divide by the coefficient, which is the number that is in front of the variable. So in this case, it is a 2, because right now it is 2 times x. So I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to divide by 2. But if I do it to one side, I'm going to make sure to do it to the other side as well to keep it balanced. 2 divided by 2 cancels out, leaving the x, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, the second method does it without distributing. So we're going to still start by drawing the wall. I'll do that same one again. But in this case, instead of distributing it, why don't we get rid of that right now? That's currently 2 times this parentheses. So if I just change the order and divide by the coefficient right now, I can get rid of those parentheses. So I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. These two cancel out, and I have the x plus 3, but I have no reason to write the parentheses anymore because I have nothing outside of them. So it's just x plus 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And now I'm going to remove the number by either adding or subtracting. So in this case, this is a plus 3. I'm going to do the opposite and subtract 3. If I do it to one side, I'm going to do it to both sides, and x is 2. It's the same answer. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Okay, if I was to distribute, let's start with the wall, sorry. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 7 is 35. I'm going to remove my number by getting rid of this minus 35. I'm going to add 35 to both sides. Gets me 75. I'm going to divide by my coefficient, and x is 15. Let's do that again with the slightly quicker method. I'm going to get rid of this 5. Instead of distributing, I'm just going to divide it right now. So those 5s cancel out, leaving the x minus 7. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Now I can get rid of this number, this minus 7. I'm going to do the opposite and add 7. And then I get that x is 15. Same answer. 2 different ways to get there. If I distribute a negative 8, I got to be very careful of my signs. So negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 8 times a positive 4 would be a negative 32. Now I'm going to remove the number by doing the opposite of minusing 32, which is adding 32 to both sides. Negative 8x comes down. 32's cancel. 16 and 32 makes 48. When I divide, I not only want to divide by the 8, but I want to divide by a negative 8, so I can cancel both those out and leave only the x. So I'm going to do 48 divided by negative 8, and that is negative 6. Same problem, draw my wall. Instead of distributing, let's divide by -8 right at the beginning. So that will leave my x plus 4. 16 divided by -8 is -2. Opposite of plus 4 would be minusing 4. And of course, same answer, -6. Just slightly different way to get there. Okay, distributing a half to both of these two pieces. That's going to get me 1/2 x, and a half of 10 is 5. I'm going to do the opposite of adding 5, which is minusing 5. 20 minus 5 is 15. I'm going to divide by 1/2. 15 divided by 1/2 is 30. Let's do that same problem again here. I could divide by the 1/2 right at the beginning. So that would cancel off, leaving the x plus 10. 20 divided by 1/2 is 40. And then the opposite of plus 10 would be minusing 10. So that leaves the x, and same answer, 30.